All right, all right, all right. Here we go. Second episode. Now, listen, there's an infinite number of podcasts out there, and I am glad you chose this one. Okay? I am glad you chose to listen to me let loose about whatever. All right? Now, I'm just going to head right into this, okay? There's no need for introductions. You know how I am. You know what it is. We're just gonna cut to the chase, as they say. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna talk about. So this little store, you may know it as Costco. Uh, they did something. Now, you may be thinking, what did they do? What could they do? Costco can do nothing wrong, and you would be right. So what they did, that's angering many, many loyal customers of Costco, is that they cut the Polish hot dog from the food court. See, if I were one of these people who, I mean, first of all, anyone who really ate frequently at a Costco food court, I would feel like that's uh you know applicable to get mad at that, because hey, it's like the guy who goes to the coffee shop every day and gets his coffee, and then all of a sudden the coffee shop shuts down. Right? These people are just trying to enjoy their Polish dogs from the Costco food court, but then they took it away. How could these corporate lunatics, these capitalist pigs of Costco, take away something such beloved by the people? It's outrageous. It's completely outrageous. Now, I don't care at all because I don't go to Costco that much, and if I did, I would eat at a real restaurant instead of the food court where they serve hot dogs and hamburgers and pizzas. But that's just me. I mean, I'm usually uh I look at the giant. Hey, how giant are the food posters at Costco for the food court, huh? Like, I'll be in the produce section, which is on the other side of the store, and I can still make out, hey, that's a hot dog, and it's uh they serve it at the food court, and it's too big. It's too big. It's too big. Is this Sonic? No. Is this a place where you're? Is this a hot dog restaurant? Oh, well then your hot dog's too big. Okay, Costco. This is probably why they cut it. It probably cost them way too much money to cut dogs that long, okay, to make such long wieners and have like less people buy them than they thought. Maybe it's because it's a food court at a you know surplus store, okay, or maybe it's just because I don't know. Why are people so mad about that? I mean, granted, they're the people who eat at the food court, so it's like you would be the type of person to get mad at this. No offense if you eat at the Costco food court, but even if you do eat there every once in a while, this isn't something you get mad about. This is something for the die-hard Costco food court munch time lovers, man. If you don't get mad if you don't eat at least once a week at the Costco food court. I mean, hell, last time I went to Costco was like a year ago, and I bought like groceries and maybe like laundry soap and maybe a book. I don't know. I don't know. But speaking of uh, you know, coffee shops, as I was earlier, Starbucks, they're making moves. They're making moves. They're making strides to make everyone happy. Which, hey, if you're Starbucks and everyone hates you because they think you're a racist, this is the perfect thing to do. Get back on their side, man. This is how you run a business, okay? Now, let me explain what I'm referring to. If I were to ask you, hey, Do you know what the stop sucking challenge is? Uh, you might think, why would you ask me something so vulgar and inappropriate? To which I would respond, well, the stop sucking challenge isn't exactly what you think it is. The stop sucking challenge, although it sounds like what girls do for No Nut November, is actually Starbucks' movement to get rid of their straws. Now, that's a popular thing. Now, the Stop Sucking Challenge, created by many Starbucks straw haters, people who hate the Starbucks straws, they kind of started this whole Stop Sucking Challenge campaign to challenge people to stop sucking. I don't think you could find a better cause out there. Now, is Starbucks changing to a sippy cup? Yes. Is that a little stupid? Yes. But is it saving the planet? Maybe. Okay? So, if you're going to stop sucking, make sure you do it at Starbucks. Actually, is it Starbucks or Starbucks? Starbucks. Okay. So, granted, it is great that Starbucks is trying to help the planet by not making any more plastic straws in the next year, which hopefully happens. I don't know. There's a few things that concern me about that. One, you're still gonna be sucking. It's just gonna be through a little sippy cup hole in your coffee. Like you're still sucking, just not through a straw. So already the stop sucking challenge, I'm out. Okay, for that reason I'm out, as they say. Um, the second thing that concerns me, man, what are you gonna do with the frappuccinos? Okay, I love, when I go to Starbucks, I get like a tea or a frappuccino or like an iced coffee. Okay, and when I get a frappuccino, I'm looking to slurp it up. And what I love maybe the most is that giant little mountain of whipped cream they put on top of the frappuccino that they cover with the dome lid that you put the straw through. And then when I see the new pictures of the sippy cup things, how am I gonna get my whipped cream in a mountain like that? Do you expect me to just like tilt up my cup and drink my frappuccino, drink my blended ice sugary drink like a caveman, huh? I mean, I can't think of any other way to drink a frappuccino besides through a straw through that dome lid thing with a bunch of whipped cream eating up that straw. It concerns me. Now, I I don't know how they're gonna solve this, but it's maybe one of the most interesting things. You know what? They're probably gonna make this like weird cup design to where like the cup is the straw, so like you're just gonna be like sucking on the cup. But I don't know how you can make a frappuccino and not drink it with a straw. That's gonna be the hardest part about the stop sucking challenge. All those gosh darn frappuccinos that you gotta suck with a straw. You gotta suck. Okay? That's what you gotta do. But yeah, that I saw that and I was like, man, I gotta talk about that, and I did, and I'm glad I did. All right, so I'm gonna move on to things that annoy me right now. Okay, now I talked about last week about the World Cup and how I don't really care about it at all, and so I'm not gonna talk about that. What I am gonna talk about is all the people that do care about it that I know, my friends, my peers that I know who are watching the World Cup or at least paying attention to what's happening and how it's going, right? However, looking at all the social media, whether it be Snapchat or Instagram or whatever, I'm seeing a lot of people. Yesterday or maybe the day before was the England versus Croatia match, to which I didn't watch because again, don't care. But this morning I wake up, I check through all this Instagram stories, all the Snapchat stories, and I'm like, wow, hey, so many people are rooting for Croatia. And look, maybe this is just me, but I know maybe one person who whose blood comes from Croatia. Like, trust me, I'd say about 75% of the posts I've seen with people saying, I'm rooting for Croatia, let's go Croatia, are people who are the least bit Croatian. Okay, so to think that, hey, you know, you're, you, since, where is Croatia, by the way? I mean, I know where it is, but like, where is it? I wish I could go up to every single person that's like rooting for Croatia and be like, hey, without a map, name two countries that border Croatia. Name two. You know what? What countries across the way? What countries across the sea from Croatia? You know? Like the only person besides like someone I know I've met who has family in Croatia, like the only person ever that I can think of is that guy from Shark Tank. I don't remember his name, but the guy from Shark Tank. And the only reason I know he's from Croatia is because of how much he talks about he's from Croatia. Okay? And now all these people are like, man, Croatia's my team. I am rooting for Croatia can do it. I believe. It's just like when I watch other people like rooting for a Super Bowl team. It's like you're any other time in the season, you're rooting for the Texans or the Cowboys or whatever team from whatever place you're from. And then when it's two completely random teams that you never root for or even remotely pay attention to, except maybe the Patriots, okay, you're going to root for whoever you think is going to win. Now, that's maybe the fakest shit I've ever heard. Is someone just like, go Patriots! Tom Brady is the GOAT! You know? I don't get that. I don't get how you could just blindly just be like, yeah, man, the reason I have so much toxic masculinity and pride is because I root for the team that's going to win. But you've never even been to New England, bro. You don't even know where New England is, what New England means, okay? How am I supposed to believe that you're a fan of the Patriots? Oh, because they win? Oh, are you a fan of the Cavaliers because LeBron's on the team? Oh, are you a fan of the Blackhawks because they win? I don't know. I'm not a huge hockey expert. I don't really know a lot of people who are into hockey, but I think Blackhawks is the team that wins a lot. I'm not sure. But anyways, oh, are you a huge fan of I was gonna make a golf reference. Tiger Woods, maybe. I don't know. But my point is, people are when it comes to sports like the World Cup, everyone rooting for Croatia because they think they're gonna win. They really couldn't care less what country, what team it is. Okay, if this were Mexico, I mean people right now who are like go Croatia. Last week we're just like go Mexico. It doesn't make sense to me. That's why I don't like sports because I mean that's on top of all the other reasons. This is like it's just fake. People are just like wanting to win and be a fan of whoever wins. It's like when LeBron moved to the Lakers a while back. By a while back, I mean like a week ago, everyone was like, oh, well, now I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm not going to tell anyone about it until basketball season and where I have an LA Lakers jersey, even though I've probably never even been to LA, right? Even though they might. LA is pretty popular. I love LA, but I couldn't care less about the Lakers because I don't really care about sports, nor do I care about LeBron and whatever team he's on, right? But that's just the thing, man, about sports that I will never understand why people just go from team to team and just jump from like who they're fans of. If you do that, if you are a self-proclaimed sports fan and you just jump from whatever team is winning, I don't think you really care about any team. I just think you care about the sport and you want to be a fan of whoever's the best, and that's fine. But I think it's more admirable and more honorable as a person to root for a team regardless of their record, regardless of their stats, just be, a fan. Like I have a friend who just loves sports, baseball, football, whatever. He's a hardcore Astros, Texans, maybe Rockets fan. And that's if I were to watch sports, that's the kind of person I would be, regardless of whatever. Even in the Super Bowl. Like if I watch the Super Bowl, I mean, I do watch the Super Bowl every year because there are a lot of cool movie trailers and stuff like that. I don't care about the commercials or the game or whatever. I'll watch the game because, well, why not? But yeah, I'm not gonna root for one team. I'm just gonna think which team's gonna win, which is fine for me. But for other people, they have to, go the extra distance. Like in the World Cup, be like, I'm gonna root for whatever team's winning. And in football, just be like, I'm gonna root for whatever team I think will win. You know, and that's how it is. Now, in the World Cup, there are a lot of soccer players. Obviously, and they all wear some real fancy shoes called cleats with spikes on them. But another type of shoe called sneakers, which everyone wears, is what I want to talk about next. You see that segue? That's how I'm going to do this. Okay, that's how I'm going to keep doing this show. And that's how it's going to be because it's going to be great and nice and clever, like just how I did it. Okay, sneakers. Okay, something I noticed in fashion. Now, this could be a what the fashion, okay, segment. But it's not, okay? Because it annoys me. It annoys me. It's not weird. It's not funny. It's not crazy. It just annoys me, okay? Now, fashion trends often annoy me regardless, okay? Some things in fashion I just don't get, okay? I don't understand. And this is one of these things. Now, there are sneakers out there, okay? You got your Nikes, you got your Adidas, you got your New Balances, you got your Balenciagas. I like that name, but I don't like the shoes. You got your Yeezys, okay? But then there's this one brand that many people with the right money wear called Off-White. And they're a very proclaimed, very esteemed fashion company, and they make shoes, which I think the shoes themselves look great. However, the shoes also come with something that I hate and I don't like, and whenever I see someone wearing it, it makes me want to get a pair of scissors. You guessed it. It's that dumb little red tag on the shoes through the loofs. All right. When you buy a t-shirt from Kohl's, which I do frequently, and you see that awesomely soft sticker on it and the Urban Pipeline tag hanging off the sleeve, first thing I do when I get home, take it out of the bag, rip off the sticker, cut off the tag, and wear it because it's a shirt, not a whatever the heck else, okay? Whatever the else? What is that? Anyway, so when I see people, with wearing these shoes, but then have a big red tag on it. I know that's a thing. Like, it's a thing with hats too. There's that whole Key and Peele sketch, with the Asian woman making the hat on top of the guy's head. That's a funny sketch. That's great because it's making fun of how absurd that is. But people seriously want to have that some sort of little thing that makes them all stylish and fashionable and respectable. Even though when I see that, I think, wow, you're a Cuda, you're a sheep, okay? You're just conforming to society and the way they want to dress. No, but seriously, I think the whole red tag on the shoes is criminally stupid and looks just unappealing. I would much rather see an off-white shoe with no tag because the shoe is just, a good-looking shoe. Like, I'm not going to wear a shoe with a tag on it, walking around with the whole tag just flopping back and forth with every step. I don't want to do that. I want to walk around with my shoes, with my feet comfortable, maybe the laces, flicking my ankle every once in a while. That's fine. That's great. That's the whole point of shoes, to keep your feet protected and comfortable while you walk around, But when you wear a shoe that looks like you just took it out of the factory with the UPL number on with a tag, with the damn red tag, it just, for me personally, if I see that shoe, I'm gonna be like, hey, nice shoes, but you might want to you got a little something, you got a little something, like you do that with your teeth when someone's got shit in their teeth. Yeah, you got shit on your shoe, you should take it off, okay? So yeah, there's my rant on shoes, okay? Speaking of overpriced goods, heyo, another segue. That's how we're doing it. I'm not going to mention it again. I just want you to know that's how it's going to be. Okay, speaking of overpriced goods, the next thing I want to talk about is Chick-fil-A. Now, some of you may have gasped because you love Chick-fil-A. And that's great. I love Chick-fil-A too. Great chicken, great sandwiches, the whole shebang, okay? But the thing I want to talk about Chick-fil-A, not even about their overpriced. I just use that as a segue, okay? The thing about Chick-fil-A that annoys me, and I don't want to offend anyone here, but I just might. But trust me, I have no ill will towards the people who believe in this. I just want to get it out there that it annoys me that on a Sunday I can't go eat some chicken with a drive-through and go home and eat some delicious chicken with a sandwich, maybe some lettuce and some cheese and some pickles and a delicious bun on a Sunday because they think. Chick-fil-A thinks, we're a Christian business, we close on Sundays. Do you know how much money they're losing? Chick-fil-A thinks, it's okay. It's just a day. It's just a day where nobody has work and everybody wants chicken. Okay, what Sunday do you not want chicken? Okay, I mean every day you want chicken, but Sunday especially. For some reason, our bodies are just like, man, I could go for some chicken right now. And then Chick-fil-A comes out, and you're like, fuck yes, a place I can go eat chicken on Sundays. But then, someone will ask you, like your friend or your significant other or your parents or whatever will ask, hey, we're going out to eat. Where do you want to go? And you go, Chick-fil-A. Oh, wait, fuck. It's a Sunday. And then you get on your knees and you're pumping your fists to the sky going, Chick-fil-A! Curse you, Chick-fil-A! Right? That's how I see it. That happens to me way more than it should, okay? Where I want some good chicken, but it's a Sunday and I can't. Chick-fil-A, that's the most frustrating thing in the world. You're losing so much business because everyone wants to eat chicken on a Sunday and you're closed. And you're like maybe the best chicken place out there, even though you are overpriced. That's okay. That's okay. I'm talking really fast because I want Chick-fil-A to know, okay, that I'm really passionate about this, okay? So sometimes on a Sunday, I just want to eat chicken. And I have to settle for like Cane's or PDQ, okay? Not bad, but I'd much rather have Chick-fil-A, even though your waffle fries taste like cardboard, okay? At me. I don't care. Their waffle fries suck, okay? Ever since they moved to peanut oil instead of vegetable oil, man, those fries taste bland as shit, okay? Those are maybe the worst fast food fries, excuse me, the worst fast food fries ever. Chick-fil-A's waffle fries, okay? You can at me, I don't care. Start a fight with me. Rant against me, bro. Chick-fil-A fries, you can't eat them without ketchup. Or Chick-fil-A sauce. You can't eat them without anything. Okay? A good fry is something you can just pop in your mouth and just chew it and swallow it and taste it and love it, okay? But a bad fry is something you have to dip in order to make it good and edible, okay? Chick-fil-A fries are not that, bro. Even though with the whole waffle thing, bro. Waffle fries in general are a little lackluster. But these, come on. That's another rant for another day, okay? Why I'm ranting right now is because the whole Sunday issue, don't get me wrong, but I'm just guessing. The people who work at Chick-fil-A, not every single one of them is busy on a Sunday. That's all I'm going to guess. I'm just guessing, okay? If I worked at Chick-fil-A, I wouldn't be busy on a Sunday because A, wouldn't have work, and B, wouldn't go to church. And that's not just me. I mean, I'm not going to, Chick-fil-A just can't hire people, that go to church every Sunday. They just can't do that. That's unfair, right? And I'm sure a ton of workers at Chick-fil-A are glad, hey, I got the Sunday off. I got the weekend. I'm just going to chill and eat some chicken. And you know what they do? Those people that work at Chick-fil-A and are free on a Sunday and want to eat some good chicken because it's a Sunday, can't go to Chick-fil-A. How crazy is that, bro? It's the Chick-fil-A paradox. It's the Chick-fil-A paradox, man. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Speaking of sandwiches, this thing kind of ties in well with the whole fast food rants that I've been on in the last couple minutes. eggs on burgers. Okay. Now, you may be thinking, why is this in the things that annoy me right now segment? Shouldn't that be in the things that delight me right now segment? No. Okay? No. Everyone. Okay? And I'm not just saying this. I'm not just one of these people who wants to stray from the group. I don't want to be one of these people who, wants to be different. Okay? I don't care. I'll eat, what I think is delicious, what I think is good. And I have had burgers with a sunny side up egg on top of them. And you know what? They tasted good. But guess what? Guess what else? Guess what else about an egg on top of your burger is? Your mouth gets all yolky. Your hands get all yolky. Okay? Your arms, maybe, if you don't clean up well, get all yolky. Okay? And also, your bun gets soggy and everything just gets covered in yolk. Okay? Yolk is not what I want on my burger. You know what? Maybe even scramble some eggs and put it on my burger. It'd probably be better if you scrambled eggs and put it on the burger instead of a fried egg. It's just the whole aesthetic. People are like, ooh, man, all these restaurants are putting eggs on the burgers. I should try it. And they try it and it's decent, but their hands get all yolky and their mouth gets all yolky and the soggy bun gets all yolky. No, thank you, bro. When I go get a burger, I want a crisp, delicious, soft bun with some clean hands and maybe a little burger juice, maybe some grease, whatever. It gets on there. That's what happens when you eat a burger, okay? Burgers are already messy enough, okay? But when you do something like put a runny fried egg on top of your burger and make things even more messy, what the heck, man? What the heck? At least just fry the egg whites. That would be great too. You don't even have to scramble them. That might be kind of gross and mushy. If you fry the egg, but just the egg whites, healthier and delicious and much better. You know what? If any burger restaurant is listening, you're missing an opportunity, okay? You don't even have to pay me, okay? You don't have to give me credit, okay? Just putting less runny, messy yolk on the burger will do it for me, okay? Granted, there's definitely not any burger restaurant corporations listening to this, but there's one thing's for sure. I'm enlightening, okay? I'm letting loose. I'm telling people what I do not like, things that annoy me. And all these people going around, oh my gosh, my favorite burger is the with egg on top, okay? No, that's not right. That's not how it should be, okay? I don't like my burgers messy. If I have to eat it with a fork, it's not a burger. It's a steak, okay, with bread and crap on it, okay? That's a steak in between bread and with other things on it, okay? That's not a burger. If I have to eat it with fork and knife, okay, if I can't eat it with my hands and have my hands one wipe away from being clean afterwards, it's not for me. It's just not for me. I'm sorry. Whoever started that trend should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed. It's not even the people's fault. People are just victims. Like I said, man, they're kudas. They're sheep, okay? That's just what happens. I'm not any better. I'm a little kuda. I'm a little bit sheep. We're all a little bit kuda. We're all a little bit sheep, okay? That's how it is. We're all a little bit sheep. And that's fine. But don't stand for messy, yolky, wet, drippy, soggy buns or hands or mouths, okay? You know what? I like eggs. Just not on my burger, all right? I like eggs. Just not on my burger, okay? Now, burgers are made from animals. And, sometimes people like us have animals as pets. Now, we don't make them into burgers, hopefully. Like dogs and cats and gerbils and guinea pigs and snakes and ferrets and whatnot. But I know one thing. One thing that annoys me is when people take those uncooked, not for meal pets that we all love and cuddle and pet, all right, and talk to when we're alone in our room and have no one else to confide our feelings with. Maybe that's just me, I don't know, okay? But I do know that one thing that I hate, one thing that annoys me to no end is when, someone comes over, right? Maybe it's your mom comes over or your relatives come over and your dog or your cat is out and they're eating, or no, how about this? How about this? Here's a scenario that'll perfectly explain what I'm trying to talk about, okay? So, your aunt, or aunt, however you say it, comes over to your house for Thanksgiving, okay? She's the first one there. It's just you and her, all right? This may sound like a different video, but no. This is not that kind of video, okay? This is something where I'm trying to explain, and I got sidetracked. I apologize. Anyway, your aunt come over. It's just you and her and your pets, okay? Your cat comes up, gives you a little meow, gives you a cute little meow, and you know because you've lived with that cat for many years that that means hey, I'm gonna give it food, okay? But your aunt, who this is the first time or maybe second time coming over to your house, goes, oh, she's hungry. Oh, she wants some food. She's like, ooh, I want food. Okay, I'm the aunt. Okay, I'm the aunt. This is what your aunt is saying. Quote me on this. Oh, she wants food. She's all like, give me food. Meow, meow, give me food. That's what she's doing. That's what she wants. And you're sitting there, rolling your eyes in a 900 McTwist, because your aunt thinks that she is on the same wavelength as your fucking cat, man. That's what I'm talking about. When people think they know what pets are saying, man. When people are pretending like they are the pet. When people are speaking in a little cute pet voice saying, "Oh, I'm hungry." He says, like, are you writing a book, man? Are you writing a book out loud? Are you writing The Secret Life of Pets out loud, dude? Or are you just bored out of your mind? Those are the two options whenever you're speaking as a dog. Whenever you're giving pets, whenever you're giving living animals English human dialogue, is when you're either writing a script for The Secret Life of Pets 2, or you're bored out of your mind. Those are the only two options. And whenever I hear that, I think, wow, you're really bored. You're even more bored than me, and I'm thinking about you thinking about what a pet is saying, and I'm not that bored. How crazy is that, huh? How crazy is it to not only look at a pet and think about what it may be thinking, but even crazier is to think about what the pet is thinking about. I know this is getting really Inception-like right now, and I apologize, but just follow me for a second. How crazy is it to think about what a pet is thinking about and then say what you think the pet is thinking about, but by giving it dialogue? That's so crazy. I know this happens, and if it's confusing, please ask me. I will clarify. I will clarify it completely, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because it happens. It happens to me so much. I've got a lot of pets in my family, okay, through aunts and uncles and grandparents and whatever, and they're all there, and it's fine, but I'm ranting so hard, I'm getting to Samuel L. Jackson territory. I am not happy with how people think about what other pets are thinking about. Was that pretty good? I think that was pretty good. I like doing my Samuel L. Jackson impression because it lets me yell as loud as I want, but not really yell. It's crazy how Samuel L. Jackson does that. He yells, but he's not really yelling. He's just raising his voice, but inflection sounds like he's yelling, but he's not. That's what I like. Say what one more goddamn motherfucking time. Pulp Fiction, great movie. You should watch it. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm very annoyed when people think they know exactly what pets are thinking, and then they say it by giving them dialogue and saying it out loud and being so sure of themselves and so confident. Whoa, wow, that was something fierce right there. Okay, that rant washed over me, as I hope it washed over you, and I just let loose. Right, that's how I do it. That's how it goes on here. Okay, now a lot of my family with all these pets, all these various pets, they live in Houston or Texas of some sort. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is Houston. My hometown, love it, still live here. It's great. I love Houston, except for the weather. Everything else, great. All right. But I'm also a big fan of television, okay? I'm frequenting the Netflixes, the Hulus, the Amazon Prime Videos frequently. I don't really have cable anymore, but that's okay. I can still watch them on a Netflix or a Hulu or an Amazon Prime Video. But when I'm watching Hulu, which is what I'm doing right now with the show I'm watching, I see something, because Hulu, they got commercials if you don't have the premium, and I don't want to, I don't mind not paying an extra, $4, $5 just to not have commercials. I'll just go on my phone through commercials like a normal person would if they, had cable or saw an ad on YouTube that they couldn't skip. That's what most normal people do when they see a commercial. They take out their phone and they start playing with it, because that's what I do. But one commercial, surprisingly, because I hate commercials, piqued my interest. But I think it was for the wrong reasons. I think the reason this specific commercial, piqued my interest because it was something that was the definition of counterproductive. Okay? Now, I don't know, because there are a lot of local commercials out there. Like, only people in Texas are going to see commercials about Whataburger or H-E-B. But I couldn't tell if this was a local commercial or not, because it was a commercial about Houston. And it was a commercial, it was a tourism ad for Houston. It was like, Houston is the city of culture. Houston is the city where you groove and move and whatever stupid crap they put on tourism ads, okay? I'm not a huge fan of the commercial. I just noticed that it was from Houston. This is where I am. It's where I live, okay? And I thought to myself, wait a minute. If I'm in Houston, and if this isn't a, nationwide ad or even global ad that they're doing so that other people from other states can visit Houston, if this is a local commercial that I'm seeing only because, I'm in Texas and I'm in Houston, why am I seeing this commercial? I don't need to see a commercial about visiting Houston, because it worked on me, man. It worked on me 16 years ago, okay? It's worked on me for a while, okay? You know why? Do you know why this commercial worked on me so many years ago? Because I live here. Because I live here. Why? It's frustrating. It's frustrating stuff. This annoying stuff that I'm getting into, okay, and this is how it's going to be. Why are you showing me this possibly local commercial to visit the place that I live? What? I don't need to visit. I am a permanent resident of this place that hey, you'll see, visit Colorado, visit California, visit Idaho, which I'll never do because Idaho seems like to be one of the most top 5 boring states in the entire United States. But nevertheless, I do not want to see any tourism ad less than I want to see one for the city that I live in. That is all. I am moving on. Speaking of commercials, the next thing I want to talk about pertains to a commercial. And I just want you to picture this for a second, okay? I just want you to picture this commercial in your head, all right? Because I know you've seen this commercial done millions of times, thousands of times, maybe just hundreds, okay? Maybe there's not that many commercials that's out there, but I know you've seen a commercial like this or the exact same thing, okay? So, picture this. Picture this. You see, this fit adult male in the gym, okay, working out, doing those rope swing thingies, maybe doing a little bit of bench presses, okay, maybe some pull-ups, some push-ups, some sit-ups, some calisthenics, some crunches, some box jumps, all right, some box jumps, maybe some running in place. They do a lot of that in these commercials. Running in place, okay, he's in the gym, he's working out. My point is, the guy's in the gym or somewhere training, working out, getting that body healthy, okay? Now, maybe he's doing a bench press, and he sets down the bar, okay? He sets down the dumbbell. He sits up, takes a drink of this refreshing, electrolyte-filled, quench thirst quencher, and he sets it, and he takes it, he drinks it, okay, and he slams it. He slams it down on the table, or the bench, or whatever flat surface is next to him, okay? He takes a drink of Gatorade. The Gatorade that he proceeds to, or Powerade, that slams on the surface next to him. Now, every time I see a commercial, and every time you see a commercial like that, I know, okay, this time I know I'm not alone in this. I cannot be alone in my assumptions, in my, perception of this commercial that I've seen millions of times, which is a hyperbole, okay? When you drink Gatorade, if you're at the gym, I mean, I don't even know why you're drinking Gatorade at the gym. It seems like it'd make you throw up more than just like water, but anyway, if you drink Gatorade after a workout and you slam it, okay, on the flat surface next to you, this is going to happen to you. And it happens in every single commercial, and I get so mad when I see this, okay? What's going to happen is you're going to slam it down, and ounces, and I mean ounces of Gatorade is going to come splashing out the top of the bottle and, fall and spill all around the flat surface that you slammed it on. Okay, because when you slam down an open bottle of a beverage on something like that, a lot of the liquid is going to come splashing right out because of physics, okay, and because of like gravity and how the whole inertia and whatever, how this all works. The liquid is all going to squirt out the top and just fall down and spill, creating, one, a giant mess, and two, a waste of whatever you're drinking. This is what enrages me so much about Gatorade or Powerade or whatever Raid commercials, that, they're wasting all this Gatorade, but they're trying to sell it to you. I mean, why would you have a commercial where someone's just wasting your product like that? I mean, it's covered in condensation. It's dripping like someone who just sweat after a workout, I guess. I guess that's their angle with that. But then they slam it down and sloosh, all this kerplunk, okay? That's how it goes. And no one drinks like that. No one drinks beverages like that unless you're acting in a sports drink commercial, okay? And it makes me mad because it's like, because it's not accurate, but that's okay because commercials are never accurate. That's one of the many reasons I hate commercials. But also, that's like the dad in me coming out, okay? That's my inner dad. Like, bro, you just wasted all that Gatorade. You wasted so much Gatorade. Perfectly fine Gatorade you could have drank in a gulp, okay? But no, it's all over the table and I gotta clean it up, and now I'm mad, okay? That I see that so much. Every single Gatorade commercial where someone just drinks the Gatorade, slams it down on the flat surface, and half the bottle just comes out the top and spills like it's nothing. If I did that in a gym, I'd clean that shit up. But you never see them clean that shit up. They just wipe themselves off and walk off to the locker room to change and leave. A, they leave the Gatorade there probably, and B, they leave the mess there for sure. Wow. I got real heated there because it's some real shit, okay? This is some real shit. I'm talking about it. It annoys me, and that's how it is. That's how it is. That's how it's always going to be, and that's how it is. I'm heated, and that's great. That's what I want. I want things to be heated. Okay. Now, this is something so different to where I can't segue into it. But the finger heart thing. Now, when I say this, some of you probably don't understand what I'm saying. Because I said, again, 3 random words. Finger heart thing. I don't know what to call it. Because usually when someone, makes a heart with their hands, like a gesture, they, curve each hand and put it together and make a little heart, or their fingers, or whatever. The basic way most all of us Americans do it, right? But then I saw, as as I got more cultured, I figured out what other people do. I noticed that a lot of people, the Korean culture or Asian culture in general, and you know, again, nothing wrong with that. Okay, I saw they started doing this thing where it's kind of like it's a gesture, and I know most of you know what I'm talking about. That it looks like your fingers. It's basically just your hand, but it looks like you just snapped. It looks like you just and like you stopped, you froze your hand, and that's what it looks like. So your thumb is like touching, like it's crossing with your index finger. And when I first saw this, I was like, "What is that? Are you holding something? Are you about to sprinkle salt into a meal, or are you just gonna like is your finger hurt or what's going on there?" And then I asked someone, and she said, "Oh, it's a heart. See, and like the top of the things outline as a heart." And I was very confused because you know it looks nothing like a heart. I mean, sure, the top has two humps on it, but then it goes down and it's just your hand. It's just the rest of your fingers and your thumb. Now, I know some people say it looks like your whole hand looks like a human heart, which I think is probably more accurate. But it's a common pose in a lot of not to stereotype, but Asian people or mostly Asian girls make the little heart sign with their hands in photos, and it's like, hey, as long as people know what you're doing. Like when I first saw that, I was so confused. I thought, hey, are you gonna sprinkle salt in it? And, I already used that joke, but what I'm saying is, it's odd to me that you know that you do that instead of the heart thing, because I mean I don't know if people were as confused and uncultured as I was when I first saw that and had no idea what it was, but I mean, if you make a heart out of your hands, out of both of your hands, and you curve it like the American way to do it, there's no mistaking. That's a heart, man. That's a I love you, man. That's what that is. But then this is like, whoa, is your heart okay? Is it's a human heart, or do you love me, or are you about to sprinkle salt? I'm gonna use that joke until it runs dry, But it's I put it in things that annoy me right now, but it's not really annoying. It's just kind of interesting and like kind of it's kind of annoying to see that this is obviously a heart. How do you not see it? And it's also like I don't know. It's frugal. I don't know. I feel like it's obsolete. No, not obsolete. I don't know. But my point is, it's not as good, and I'm not trying to, say anything culturally about that. I just think it's less accurate. I don't know. I feel like you'd get your point across better if you held both your hands in a heart like that, like like I'm doing it. You can't see me obviously, but you know what I'm doing. I'm curving my hands and sticking out my thumbs and putting it together, and it looks like a heart. I don't know. So yeah, so that ends things that annoy me right now. Maybe I won't get as heated for the rest of the episode, and I can cool off. Okay, but the next thing I'm going to talk about, kind of, again, like the last thing. I know last week I talked about Korean barbecue and how I don't like the whole concept, and it may sound like I'm starting to be very anti-Korean, but that's not true at all. That's not true at all. I just think that there are things that I, don't know as much about, that I like to talk about, that kind of annoy me of how, how it conflicts with my concepts and things that my ideals and stuff like that. And I really, the last thing I want is for people to think that I'm against that certain culture, that certain thing. It's just, something that I personally don't understand and therefore get annoyed by. Okay. So I'm going to just talk about K-pop today. Okay. Don't worry, this isn't going to be a segment. Okay. This isn't going to be a Korean things that I hate segment. Okay. I love Korea. Korea's great. All right. Koreans. I got plenty of Korean friends. All right. Now, that's exactly what someone who hates Koreans would say, but guess what? I'm going to talk about K-pop, and that's how it's going to be. So, the thing about K-pop, all right, what about K-pop do I want to talk about? I just want to talk about why there's such an appeal overseas. Okay, now I haven't been to other countries. I've only been to places in America. You know, I don't have a passport, so I've never been to other countries in America. So I don't. I mean, I can see what I see from television and videos and YouTube and stuff like that. You know, I get that perspective, but I've never been face to face to another. You know, I guess in this case Korea, to where I would know how it is there. But I do live in America, and there are a good amount of Koreans where I live. But there are also a good amount of non-Koreans where I live that also take interest in K-pop. Now, you know, taking interest in another culture is great. I do that all the time with other cultures, and you know, even Korean culture. I mean, I've eaten Korean food before, and you know, I've heard K-pop before. But what troubles me, what puzzles me the most, is that you know, Americans who don't speak Korean, some of them, usually girls, uh, are you know big fans of K-pop music, but they don't understand any of the lyrics. So it confuses me as to like what I mean. Sure, maybe it could be the music, maybe it could be the beat, but nowadays, I mean, they're boy bands in Korea. For this is I'm referring to mostly boy bands, which is what most of the American non-Korean speaking people fans of K-pop are like here. They're big fans of the boy bands, you know, but they but I'd venture so far as to say they don't really understand what the words of the songs are saying, and I don't understand what the appeal is. What's the appeal of that? I mean, don't get me wrong, they are very talented. I mean, boy bands in Korea are the best boy bands around. You know, they can dance like nobody's business. Like straight up, they're the best. Hip hop dancers, whatever, that you'll see. Okay, they're the best dancers out there, no question. However, to be a fan of music, I mean, the whole point of music is to like entertain and to make someone feel something, or to to deliver a message or something. But then you know when you don't understand anything that the music's trying to say, how can you be such a huge fan of it? I mean, most of the music I listen to that has lyrics is in English, because I like to understand what I'm listening to, so that I'm not confused with whatever message or whatever thing they're trying to convey with the lyrics and the singing, right? I mean, every once in a while I'll hear or I'll find a Spanish song, like a song that's in Spanish, or maybe Portuguese or something that I like. But at that point, I'll look up what it means, like at least the translation of the lyrics that I'll read and be like, oh, that's what they're saying, that's what they mean, and then I can go back and listen to the song and be like, oh yeah, this is I still like the music and the groove, and now I know what they're saying, and now that's great. And maybe people who are K-pop fans do that, but I would guess that they don't. I would just guess that they don't. I don't know. It puzzles me. Like I said, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that you would be a huge fan and you'd be so invested in in a genre, or at least a subgenre, subclass of music, that you have no idea what they're talking about, right? I mean, of course there are a ton of musicians who are very abstract with their lyrics and very weird, but at the same time it's easier to understand because you know the words that are coming out of their mouth. They understand the words that are coming out of their mouth, right? So it's not really why K-pop is popular in Korea. That's obvious. That's their music. That's K-pop, pop music in Korea. It's perfectly sensical that you know Koreans like that music because they understand it and it's good to them and whatever. But for an American to do, it's great that Americans are taking interest in the Korean culture and other cultures, but it's also kind of puzzling that to see that kind of what's the point? Why listen to music that you don't understand, or just because the beat or the melody? I mean, sure, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be better to listen to something that excuse me, that you understand well, or at least to a point, instead of not being kind of like out in the blue, like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. Second Pulp Fiction reference in this episode. Okay, here we go. Where it's the popular shot where he's like looking around, confused because no one's there. That's how I feel I would be. That's how I feel most people, or a lot of people, would be when they listen to K-pop or any music for that matter. Am I missing something? Like, among the people who understand what they're saying, like, say there's an American, a white girl, and she has a good amount of Korean friends, and she's over at their house, and they want to listen to K-pop, and she's heard of it, and she knows that people like it, and so she's like, okay, I'll listen. And so it's her and other Korean girls, and they start listening to it, and they're rocking out, they're singing along, which white girl definitely can't do. Okay. At least someone who's just been introduced to the Korean language and the Korean song, whatever. She looked like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, where he's looking around and not understanding where anyone is or what's happening. That's my qualms with it. I totally respect it, and I think there's a ton of talented musicians out there in Korea, and boy bands in Korea are the best dancers in the world, and I don't think there's any contest except for Korean dancers only. Maybe they're better too. I don't know. Okay, so now going on to delusional people on Twitter. I'm excited. I know I'm excited. So, first thing I'm going to cover is this tweet I saw the other day. When it comes to finding delusional people on Twitter, I don't follow a ton of delusional people. So on my normal feed, I don't really see, a bunch of crazy tweets. So I like to, go on the search bar and type in like a random letter or a random word or a random phrase and see what I can find. And this week I searched up the word love just because I feel like there would be a lot of delusional, crazy, out of their mind people who would be posting anything with love in the name, in the word, in the whole tweet, in the whole caption. So the first thing I found out of two, okay, the first thing I found was this guy, Citizen of Hell. All right, we're off to a good start. And it's a picture of this guy. Now I don't want to make fun of anyone for their look. Okay, if I won't do that in this segment any time down the road, okay, is to make fun of how they look unless they're purposefully trying to look the way they're looking. But to make fun of someone's picture, it's cheap. It's not what I'm here to, it's not what I want to do. I just want to talk about the whole context and what's happening in this tweet, because it is delusional regardless of how this person looks. This person could be a 10, this person could be Gal Gadot, and I'd still be like, what? I probably would have liked the picture, but I still would think, this is a little weird. I need more explanation on this. So here we go. So the picture of this guy, he seems to be a fan of the trend of guys getting, nails painted, which again, it's one of those fashion trends I don't really understand. I don't mind it though, as much as the tags on the shoes, I think is a perfectly fine choice, as any fashion choice is. But I just understand it more than others. But I still am not a practitioner of it. But so this guy's holding an orange Red Bull, very respectable, very classy. He's got very hairy knuckles. Okay, very hairy. Now I said I wasn't gonna make fun of his look, but that's something you can control. That's something you can have, you shave her hand. You don't want to look like a caveman. You don't want to look like a homogeneous Callidius, right? So just anyways, he's got very hairy knuckles. Some of the hairiest knuckles I've ever seen. He's holding an orange Red Bull, and he's sticking up his middle finger, which seems to be the only one of his fingers that are actually painted. And it's purple. It's glossy, but it also looks like it was drawn on by a Crayola washable marker, but that's okay. And the comment says, "I love my one purple nail, and so do you." Now, here's where I see this as a delusional person on Twitter. Now, everything up to the word "and" in that caption is great. It's a perfect tweet. If the caption read, "I love my one purple nail," and it had the picture that I just described, it would be a perfect tweet. It would be harmless, it'd be innocent, it'd be fine. But the last part of it gets me. "I love my purple nail, and so do you." No, I don't. No, I don't. I do not love it. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't have it, and I would have at least painted it better. But yeah, so this guy, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not the only person to be like, "and so do you." I mean, that's like 90% of BuzzFeed community articles is like, "Well, Johnny Depp just spent money. I want to know about it, and so do you." You know, I just made that up on the fly, but it's probably out there on BuzzFeed, and it's probably the exact same wording I just used. You know, besides BuzzFeed and besides this guy, there's plenty of people who do the "and so do you" thing, and I don't like it. And this is just an example that I found. If it were anyone else and it was anything like this, I would have probably put it on this segment too. So, you know, hey, this is what it is, and I'm okay with it. But again, I'm not okay with the purple nail. But hey, the guy, he's just trying to make some funnies. Okay, let's look at some of the comments. This comment from Mexican Vanilla said, "Purple is my favorite color." And then the citizen of hell replied, "Let me guess, green too." Maybe it's probably somebody knows. I don't understand the whole joke there, but whatever. So yeah, so that's the first one. It's not as delusional, but it's something I wanted to cover because, hey, I do not like that purple nail. Next thing. So this is kind of in the news. I didn't really care about it, so I didn't talk about it. But the whole Justin Bieber getting engaged to Hailey Baldwin, you know, yada yada. Everyone's going gaga over it, whatever. But this guy that I found, so this guy's a legit guy. He, you know, Neil Jed Castro, two first names. He's a writer, an author, I guess. And he takes pictures, maybe. Or maybe he's just an artsy millennial. Millennial. Like half the people on Twitter are. But yeah, so this is referring to the whole Justin Bieber thing. And this is the tweet. Okay. The reason I put this tweet in this segment of delusional people on Twitter is because this tweet belongs on a, 16-year-old girl's Twitter, not a 20-something-year-old man's Twitter, right? This guy's trying to brand himself, he's trying to sell his book, whatever. But then he posted something like this, and now I'm going to describe the picture. It's two pictures. The one on the left is Justin and Hailey, having a good romantic thing, whatever. She's kissing him on the cheek, he's smiling, whatever. And the one on the right is Justin Bieber on the laptop, probably writing lyrics or something, with Selena Gomez, his past sweetheart, hugging him from behind, also quite romantic. And like I said, this is something you would see on a 16-year-old girl's, or probably younger, Twitter, which I did see a lot of because it's a whole news thing. But anyway, here's the caption. Very, very profound, let's just say. It says, "Sometimes, you do not really end up marrying your one true love, period. Dead rose emoji from Beauty and the Beast." So this guy's basically saying Justin Bieber's making a mistake by marrying Haley Baldwin. He says she's the love of his life, but really it was Selena, and all of us believers knew it all along. Now, for this guy, for this millennial writer who's trying to brand himself on Twitter with a lot of followers, when he does something like this, he better know he fucked up. He better know that that's a completely useless thing to talk about. If you have another Twitter account, or if you want to talk about it with people in comments of other posts that are like this, fine. But to post like something like so stupid as this, Justin Bieber can date and marry whoever he wants. He's a celebrity. He's young. He can make mistakes. He can do whatever he wants. Even if it's not a mistake, it probably isn't, but a lot of people think it is. And I don't really care because I'm not personally a fan. But when I see something like this and someone caring so much about who Justin Bieber marries, what's the use? Why care so much about something like that? Especially when you're when you're an established adult doing your thing, out doing the hustle. All right, why waste your time on something so, something that pertains to you so little, right? But that's why I said a 16-year-old girl would care about this, because 16-year-old girls, A, are the type of people who would be fans of Justin Bieber, and B, don't have anything in their life to care about except for, useless tabloid, celebrity relationships. So this guy, like I said, an established writer, whatever, he tries to make this stupid quote. Sometimes, all right, this is probably this is this guy tweeting out this tweet. Okay, he goes, this is him. Man, I just saw that news that Justin Bieber's engaging that model chick who's super hot and likes him a lot too. Why? I'm so sad that he broke up with Selena Gomez. Even though I'm 25 and an adult male who is not is not someone who should care about this. But man, I saw the news. I have to tweet about it. Should I just tweet my regular reaction, or should I do a stupidly profound quote that I probably didn't make up myself with a dumb little rose emoji and 2 black and white pictures? I'll go with the second one. So, let's see. What quote could I use? Oh, I know. How about this? Sometimes, you do not really end up marrying your one true love. Ooh, let me find 2 black and white pictures of Justin with her and Justin with her. Got him. Post. Gets 7,000 likes. Whatever. That's fair because a lot of people care about this, and he has a lot of followers and whatever. Oh, here we go. Here we got some beef. We got some beef in the comments section. Maybe we just assume things. When Selena and Justin came in the spotlight again, maybe Justin just wants to be in good terms with her or to reconcile with Selena. That's how she wrote it. Reconcile with 3 O's, 2 C's, and 5 E's with 3 exclamation marks. With Selena with 2 first E's and 3 second E's and 2 A's. And maybe Selena already knew about this too. Why would I care at all? Why should anyone care about who Justin Bieber marries? Unless they're, they matter, right? Which Haley Baldwin, she's a model, but the only reason people are talking about her is because she's marrying a really talented artist, right? So who cares? Why should we care? Why do these people care about something like that? I don't understand. I do not. I do not understand. Frankly. All right. Well, that just about does it. Thank you for watching so much. Feel free to submit videos or pictures or subjects that you want me to talk about and get heated about like I did today. I think I got real heated. I enjoyed today's episode. So send stuff to me on Twitter or through the comment section of YouTube. Or also I'm still looking for some good instrumentals or some sound effects for my segments and to play me in and out of the podcast. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please spread the word if you liked it, and I just want to let you know one last thing before I go. Stop sucking. All right. See you around.